My name is Judy Bland. I was Judy Hadfield when I joined the Air Force. I was a clerk in the Air Force, dealing mainly with correspondence and also records, personnel records, which I found very interesting. I joined in November 1959 and was to serve 4 years, but I only served 3 years and 49 days due to my then fiance being posted to Butterworth. So we got married earlier than expected, so I could go with him. I joined the Air Force because I was brought up in the country. My family had to move to Perth for medical reasons, and I really could not settle in the city. And I was walking down the terrace one day and saw the recruitment office, so decided to go in, and the decision was made for me that I would become a WAF, in the Women's Royal Australian Air Force. My clerical work entailed working an aircraft research and development unit to start with at Laverton in Victoria. This involved me walking around through hangars and into different offices, delivering paperwork here and there, and just general clerical things. One of the jobs I did have was going up into this room where there was a filing cabinet plus paperwork all over the floor, and it was stories. It was all marked secret, but it was stories of all wartime things that had happened, and I don't know why it was there. I was just asked to go and clean it all up, but I spent most of my time sitting reading the reports because I thought they were very interesting. So I didn't do much work, I must admit. In 1962, I was lucky to get my corporals, and I was then posted to Edinburgh in South Australia. I found this completely different than Laverton in Victoria, as to go round to the different bases or units on the base, I had to be driven round in a car, as it was so big a base. It was just so unusual. There was no walking around, you got driven around everywhere. And I only spent the 6 weeks there because my then fiance received a posting to Butterworth, so I was out as fast as I could so I could join him. When I joined in 1959, we flew over to Victoria and were bussed out to a Point Cook base, and we did 4 weeks training there. Boy, was that a shock to the system. Learning how to march properly and learning different ranks in the services, and it was like going back to school actually, and a big shock to the system. And I found it very interesting, but we had the Madam WAF was lovely. She helped us as much as she could, and we all got on so well. Even though we were together for only 4 weeks for this training, I'm still friends with some of those girls now, and I think that's marvellous that you could keep up a friendship that long. And we meet up once in a while at WAF reunions, which are held all throughout Australia at different times, and the camaraderie is still there. It's just lovely to look back on those times. And I think when you're 18 years of age, I think that's a very telling time in your life where your life starts to evolve, per se. So always in my memory, it's wonderful times. Looking back over the short service I did, it is still very memorable. It's a wonderful time, I think, of your life, and I think any girl that's able to should join the service, because you meet such wonderful people, make such wonderful friends. And unfortunately, I only travelled to Victoria from West Australia and then to Edinburgh. So I was not lucky enough to go to a lot of places like some girls did. Some of my friends went to Darwin, and that would be an experience on its own, I think. But as I said, it's just, you make so many wonderful friends, and I still look back and I am still involved with service women, both Air Force and other service women through RSL, and I don't think I'll ever forget that life. It was just part of me, and it's still part of me.